part 4, we will cover all of the advanced options and settings for the web interface. We will cover the terminal emulation, system configuration, and the advanced settings. Let's start with the terminal emulation. Terminal emulation is a way to remotely program or run diagnostics on the lighting system. Each individual menu is set up just like the TimeKeeper itself. It set up scenes, switch inputs, events, holidays, the sequences, and the utilities, which is where all the diagnostics are ran from. To get more information on programming the TimeKeeper, please check us out on our website at touchplate.com. Now let's move on to the system configuration. The system configuration allows users to quickly make programming changes or configuration changes to parts of the lighting system. Let's start with the station configuration. I'm going to go ahead and minimize this window. To the left here, we have our demo panel. We have our relays to the left. On the right here, we have our dimmers. Up top, we have our TimeKeeper, our web interface. And we have an 8-button station here to the left, addressed at station number 1. In our station configuration, we have our station number, the button, our target, and the action. So if we go to our station, press button number 1, this will give us our station number, the button readout, the target information if it's programmed, and the action. Press button number 2. Again, it'll give us the station number, the button information, button 2, the target, and the action again. If you'd like to go in and edit any of this information, you can select what button you want to edit. Select the target. We'll go ahead and say we'll select dimmer number 6 here. Action. Select a dim cycle. And then at the bottom, just go ahead and set that. So for button 2, dimmer 6 down here is set for a dim cycle now. And we'll reflect those changes here in the station configuration. So down here at the bottom, there's a level for dimmers. If this is set to a dim 2, you can set a level to dim it to a level. If you want to just set that dimmer to a 50%, it'll just dim to 50%. An input group, so you can set your system up in input groups or switches up in input groups. And at the bottom for integrators, we have our ASCII commands and the messages. If you don't have access to the buttons on the stations, if you're away from the system, you go ahead and say we'll select button number 6 here on station number 1. You go down here to get, and you can get that information, and it'll just pull the information. So it'll fill in your target and your action here for button 6. And it doesn't look like there's anything programmed for button 6. So if we select target 2 or button 2, which was dimmer 6, go ahead and get that. There's station 1, button 2, set it dimmer 6. So again, this is the station configuration for the web interface. Now let's move along to the scene configuration. First, it's important to keep in mind that before setting up the station, scene, event, holiday, or sequence configuration, the names for each of these must be assigned first. Setting up names can be found in part 3 of these videos. In the scene configuration, you can go in and select any scene that has been programmed. Go ahead and select scene number 1 here. At the bottom, there's a scene list. So go ahead and select the scene list. This will show all the program outputs that are in scene number 1. You drop down this menu. Looks like relays number 1 and relay 2 are in scene 1. So go ahead and select relay 1 here. It'll show the action for relay 1. So relay number 2 is set for a cycle in scene number 1. If we want to edit this, we drop down the menu here and set relay 2 for an on, and simply come down here and set that action. Now we have relay 1 set for an on, and relay 2 set for an on. If we want to look at any of our dimmer scenes, we can select scene number 5. Come down here and get a scene list again. Looks like we have dimmers 1 through 6 here. And again, these are just the names that have been assigned for these dimmers. We'll go ahead and select dimmer 1 here. If I mess with this level, I'm just going to move this level up. I'm not going to set the level, but if I just hit the get button, it's going to get the current program state here. So again, if I just move this level and move the dim 2 to a dim cycle, I'm not going to set the programming. I'll just go ahead and get it. This will take it back to the current program state. So if we want to edit the dim 2, we can change our level. And this is the percentage. So we want to take the dimmer to 50% on. And then over here to the right is where the rates are. So this will turn the dimmer on to 50% in this amount of time. So if we want to take it to 50% in hours or minutes or seconds. So 50% in 1 minute, and hit OK. And then we go ahead and set this. So again, this is how to set up the scene configuration in the web interface. Okay, in the event configuration, you can go in and edit any of the events that have been named and programmed. So we can go in and select event number 2. And as you can see, event number 2 has scene number 1 programmed to turn on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at sunset, 5 minutes before sunset. So if we want to edit this, we can turn event number 2 on every day of the week, 5 minutes before sunset. We'll just go down here and set this. And event number 2 has been edited now. You want to choose a different event, go up here and select event number 1. Come in and select any of our available scenes. Choose a day of the week. And again, go ahead and set that action. If you want to pull any of the information again, you can get the information. And you can get any of the program action or targets there. Again, this is the event configuration in the web interface. Let's move along to the holiday configuration. In the holiday configuration is where you can set up events that are based on dates. So it looks like we have one holiday event set up here. It's set up for December 24th. And there are two events set up. So the holiday events are all event driven. So if we want to add another event here, if there were more events named in the system and programmed, you could do so. So if you come in here and edit this and delete event number 2 here, go ahead and set that. And now on December 24th, only event number 1 will go ahead and run. The system configuration allows you to quickly edit or program any of the named sequences. A sequence consists of an element or a step that is placed in between the target. So if sequence number 1 is selected, you can go ahead and run an element list. And in our element list, it shows that element 1 and element 2 have been programmed. Element 1 is set up for relays 1 through 8 on, and that is scene 3. And element 2 is scene 4. And the associated name with that is relays 1 through 8 off. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize this window, bring up our demo unit again. So element 1 will be relays 1 through 8 on, and 2 is relays 1 through 8 off. I'm just going to simulate this sequence here. If I pull up element 2, it'll show that element 2 has a 3-second offset. So element 2 will start 3 seconds after element number 1. If we want to add an element, we can go in to the field here, select element number 3, select a new target. So we'll just go ahead and shut the dimmers off. So see number 6 here. Move down to the time, and to the right you can select the rate of time that you want to set in between the elements. You can set it in hours, minutes, or seconds. We'll just put a 3-second offset there. And then make sure to set the setting. I'll go ahead and simulate this sequence again. In the port configuration, if port forwarding is needed, just simply uncheck the default boxes and save the settings. This will open up the ports here for port forwarding. Port 4000 is for the web interface. Port 4002 is for the TimeKeeper TCP, the programming console. And port 4001 isn't active remotely. It's the FTP port, and you can use that port locally. Again, this is the port configuration for port forwarding. The time and date configuration. This is simply set the time and the date for the web interface for the timekeeper. You can check the time and the date also by getting the information. It'll get the current time of the timekeeper. To edit, just simply go in, change the month, the date, the year, and the day of the week. And the time here at the bottom, the hour, the minute, even up to the second. Make sure to set the setting and the changes once you have completed the changes. Again, this is the date and time for the web interface. Now to review the advanced settings. In the advanced settings, there are custom codes and an ASCII command builder. Let's start by going over the ASCII command builder. The ASCII command builder allows users, and mostly integrators, to go in and manually set up and build ASCII commands. You can select a dimmer and come in and manually set up dimmer levels, the rates, auto offs, blink delays, and manually build the ASCII command down here. Once the command has been built, you can come down here and copy and paste it. You can first test it, but you can come down here, copy, paste it. We'll back out of this. Again, this was the ASCII command builder. You can back out of this menu, come into the custom codes. And the custom codes will allow you to store all of these custom ASCII commands that have been set. So you can, if you have a number of them already set up and built, you can just select the next available. So we'll just select number 1 here. And you can simply just copy and paste that custom code that has been built down here at the bottom. And you can go ahead and rename that custom code that has been set. So just set a name here and just go ahead and name that custom code. So again, that's the ASCII command builder, and this is the custom code menu here in the advanced settings of the TimeKeeper web interface. Again, this video covers all of the advanced options and the advanced programming options in the TimeKeeper web interface. To get more information, check us out on our website at touchplate.com.